Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hoot Hobbs Show. I am your host, Hoot Hobbs. With me, as always, Mr. BT, Brennan Torres.
What's up, guys?
So we got a super weird show today. It's going to be some opinions that I'm probably not allowed to have, and followed by conspiracy theories that I probably shouldn't have, and we'll end up with the fact that... I don't know. It'll all circle back to that I'm right. So,
will it?
It will. And
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. So actually, let's just kind of start out talking about, because this is something you and I both are fans of, and we do follow. I would say that you probably pay more closer attention to the details than I do. I just enjoy the music. So in the world of hip hop, or really in just the world of music, there's been a little bit of outrage. Because of where Cardi B has landed on a Rolling Stone top
hip hop albums of all time list. Yeah, it's like trying to name the greatest rap album since the conception that hip hop has been labeled hip hop, going back somewhere early or late 70s, early
70s,
80s.
early 70s. DJ Kool Herc in 1973 is really who kind of.
And they would still classify that in there under hip hop. That wasn't like a changing of.
No, because hip hop actually is like. Hip hop is the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like rap is what you do.
The beats and everything it comes from whenever it was like disco DJing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's still considered hip hop.
Okay. All right.
That's what like I said, and the only reason I know all this is because honestly,
student of the game.
I really am, bro. Like I seriously, I have A+ papers that I wrote back in high school, college on the history of hip hop.
It's a good subject, and it's also
the most interesting form of music.
It's very, very fascinating because the way it ties in with culture, the way it ties in with these people, these individuals themselves, these artists, they give so much of themselves, and then you'll get the ones that are frauds and phonies that are just trying to cash in.
Yeah, I mean...
But while we're on the subject of the album, now you're talking about Invasion of Privacy, which I believe won a Grammy and was a very good album, was like a breakthrough album for her as a solo artist.
That had, WAP was on.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't? It was on the one before?
No.
What?
No, not related. That's
related.
That's a single with Megan Thee Stallion.
They didn't even put it on an album?
It may have appeared on one of their two
How
albums.
do you get number one song for however long
because
that thing
it was just
even...
a record, a single, just released as a single. That was
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was like a crossover type of thing.
That's crazy.
But Invasion was the one where it was Bloody Shoes, Bodak Yellow, I think is what it's called. But but she became a star with that album.
Yeah.
However, they have it on this list higher than some of the albums that were revolutionary to the game itself, not to mention where they appear in many people's all-time great records.
So let me get this straight, because I think I'm misunderstanding something here. Is this Rolling Stone, is this an all-time, or is this of the past year, or what are we...
No, this is GOATs. It is the greatest hip-hop albums of... Well, my article just jumped. Yeah, 200 greatest hip-hop albums of all time. 200. So that's a narrow list. I'm going to let you know that, at best, that's a 199er. So here we...
At best.
So I wouldn't go that far, because I'd have to look at 200 records to really weed through it.
Yeah.
But higher than Illmatic by Nas, higher than Aquemini by Outkast,
crazy,
higher than The Chronic by Dr. Dre, higher than The Carter 3 by Lil Wayne.
Crazy. They had the Fireman on it. What are you talking about?
Higher than All Eyes on Me by Tupac Shakur.
That's crazy, dude.
Higher than Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z.
Get out.
Higher than Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar. Higher than the Marshall Mathers LP.
No way. Higher than the Marshall Mathers LP.
Higher than the Marshall Mathers LP.
Higher than the Chronic.
Higher than the Chronic.
That's crazy.
Somebody's higher than the Chronic for putting together this list and releasing it, man. Who vetted this list is what I want to know.
I'm telling you, bro.
Illmatic.
Dude, I'm not even a big Nas fan. Illmatic was the most Illmatic thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what are you talking about?
The Jordan documentary just a couple years ago, and that single from that song took off again because it's so timeless.
Man. Bro,
Nas was incredible. But there's a timeless records. The one that really shocked me truly out of all of it was the Marshall Mathers LP. I would think that since that was Eminem's groundbreaking record where he
and
really...
like unstoppable.
Yeah.
That was Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Phil.
Yeah, it's
just unstoppable.
Yeah, it's going incredible that somebody had the cojones to put that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Also, why so high? What I understand
what number was she actually ranked? I forgot.
I understand what it means.
You did too. Well, I could have looked it up. I thought you had it pulled up. I'm sorry.
16.
16
best album of all time.
Bro.
Are we about to have some expletives?
Maybe.
Almost.
All I'm saying is like, if you gave me 3 hours, I could probably give you 20 albums that should go ahead of her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just...
And not just to spite her. Again, this coming from a place not of hate at all. This album isn't garbage. It's just when you're ranking something that...
You have to look at everything. I mean, but like...
I'm interested to see if anybody disagrees with us that they think that this Cardi B Invasion of Privacy should be number 16 best hip-hop album of all time.
If you do, just, hey, let us know. If you think that is actually an accurate standing for Cardi B, please let us know so I can let you know how wrong you are. Oh, my gosh.
And publicly shame them?
Yes, I will, man. I'm sorry. Like, look, man, this ain't even got nothing to do with the fact that I think Cardi B's trash. And honestly, I do. You know, whatever.
That has never been taken away. No.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to just sit here and, poo-poo at her music, because I don't like it.
Yeah, because there's looking at it from a critical lens.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
different.
But I'm telling you, even through that critical lens,
it's hard to say.
You can't say that.
That list I just named you right there, that wasn't even like. There's so many more.
I know,
could have kept going.
That short list you just gave, all of those belong above Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy. I'm sorry. It just like, that's like sitting and being like,
I wonder where License to Ill fell.
If that's not in the top 10, I'm going to be upset, bro.
I'll have to check it out later.
My
I'll get back with you guys.
Yeah, that's License to Ill by the Beastie Boys should be in the top 10.
I agree.
Yeah, that is a top. Yeah,
I thought Chronic would have been though.
Chronic,
because without Chronic, there's no Snoop. There's no Doggy Style.
Yeah.
Doggy Style is probably higher on this list than Cardi B.
Probably because that was a pretty unstoppable album.
Exactly.
For Snoop.
However, that's how we feel about these other albums.
Yeah,
it's like that's another.
Well, I mean, like seriously, the Carter 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. The name's Dwayne Michael Carter. I mean, that dude. That album. That
hit after hit.
What Hustler Music? The Fireman.
God, what's number?
Fire.
What's number 1? Drake.
Oh God, yes, Drake. What was the album with Nonstop on it?
Oh, Scorpion.
Scorpion.
I like
Yes.
Scorpion.
Scorpion was a good album. Yeah. That's what they'll have at number 1, and that is not a number 1 album.
No, it's not. But God, I wonder what it really is, though. It's got me curious. I'll get the list. I'll try to find it, and I may post it just to our page so we have the breakdown.
Yeah.
So everybody can get all fired up with us. I'll highlight Cardi B's album.
Cardi B is 16. Does anyone see a problem here? Because I do.
And it's not, again, he said she may not even hit his top 200.
No, she wouldn't hit my top 200.
I think she still probably hit my top 50, but...
Sure, maybe.
That's me saying maybe. I don't know. There's 50 good hip-hop albums out there that
I'm here to tell you right now, through a critical lens, I could see her being in the top 100. Okay? Yeah. I would definitely give her that.
Yeah.
I mean, on a personal list, she wouldn't make my top 200. I'm not a fan, but I know that, once again, critical lens.
But by that same token, Eve and Lil Kim.
Bro, yeah.
These should also be on that same list because these young ladies, well, not anymore, but they were, whenever they were doing their thing, they were just like her.
But hold on a second. If we're going to talk about some of the ladies of hip-hop.
The OGs?
Yeah, man. Well, let's talk about it. Missy Elliott. Where's she at? She had Unstoppable stuff, man.
Ooh, is that on there? That album, the Work It album or whatever.
Yeah, man. Is it worth it? Let me work it. I'm not going to finish it because it's going to make me sound kind of weird, but you know what I'm saying. Missy Elliott came with it.
We'll do it in post.
Everyone loved it.
We'll reverse.
Yeah, we'll reverse it. Well, you'll put your thing down, flip it, then reverse it? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Debrat, come on. Nah,
well,
you know.
Couple songs.
Okay, but man, Nasty as They Want to Be by Naughty by Nature. That's got to be higher than Cardi B.
We'll see. Again, I can't tell. Once I found out things like The Chronic wasn't in the top 10 and stuff, it's like I don't even know what to think of this list now.
Straight out of Compton.
Because honestly, I would have thought it would have. Yeah, I would have thought it would have been like the usual suspects, and that's like, okay, of course it is. It's Rolling Stone. But no, they threw Cardi B at 16.
They were like number 2. I don't even have.
I Love College by Asher Roth. It's like, bro.
It's like, wait, I'm sorry. What? He's like, yeah, best album of all time is Asher Roth. I'm like, no, first off, let me stop you there because that's not true. Asher Roth would not make anyone's top 200.
No. I like the single. I don't think I like anything else he ever did.
He has never done anything good besides I Love College. Yeah. That one was fun because it came out when we were in college.
And it was true. Yeah. And it was a fun song, you know, and that was that music at that time, that's how stuff was.
Yeah, it was just supposed to be relaxed and fun and hey, look, we're partying, you know.
Society was different than now. Now it's real introspective and
now you got your
heavy
unions and they're messing everything up. Anyway, I don't know. Okay, so since we're still on the subject of hip hop, let's jump off of the list for a minute because we were actually having a conversation just between us, and we're going to share it with you guys now about rapper T.I. or Tip Harris, I believe is what he actually goes by now, which is his, I think is his government name. I mean, maybe not Tip, but
I think he was Clifford or something like that, Cliff Harris or something like that.
Maybe
and
it was.
Now he's
but no, then he was a big red dog, and then now he's just like a small.
Anyway, either way, he goes by T.I., and that's what he's collectively known as.
So let's go back to trap music, okay?
Let's breakthrough album.
Sure, yeah, with Rubber Band Man.
Yeah.
Wild as the Taliban.
Yeah.
9 in my right, 45 in my other hand.
Yeah.
You know, I love it. Love it.
Wait till the white people figure out what rubber bands means.
Well, didn't Dave Chappelle make the same joke about Lil Jon and the East Side Boys? You know what's so dope about Skeet? White people don't know what it means yet. Once they figured out, they're like, my God, what have we done?
Yeah, they never bleep that out whenever they play the edited version of that song.
No, I was like, y'all are wild for playing that. Like, that's on the radio. What are you doing? Little kids running around. Low. I'm like, bro.
To the window.
Yeah, get out. Okay, so, but I mean, like, you had T.I., man, was so like, the street scene was T.I., you know, like
he was bringing.
I'm a king, and you know, like I said, Rubber Band Man.
He was painting a picture of what it was like being an urban youth at that time, growing up in the streets of Atlanta, selling dope to get by, while also trying to get your mixtape picked up.
Yeah,
but he was rapping about it and very skillfully.
Yeah, exactly, man. And then like
trap house music.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's seriously using trap beats to tell your story of slinging drugs. That's what trap music is.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize. They just think trap means that beat. The beat. And they're like, no, that's what it means. Like, no, that's not what it means.
It's like, that's what a trap beat sounds like.
But where do you think trap beat came from? From trap music. What do you think trap music means?
Yes.
And we're back.
Yeah. And it's like a circle. Anyway, so let's fast forward, man. You had the album King. Or maybe it was The King, I don't remember. But either way, it was the album that came out right about the time that the movie ATL came out.
Yeah.
And like you had What You Know on there, which was, to me, still to this day, banger. Love that song.
Yeah, still a good song.
Then the rest of the album was like, garbage.
At the peak of that fame, he was even like in video games. Because I remember I had a copy of Def Jam Vendetta, and he was a playable character. You could fight with him. You could fight with Method Man. You could fight with Wu-Tang Clan.
Ghostface Killer was
pretty rad.
I mean, I guess the entire Wu-Tang Clan.
Anybody signed to Def at the time, and honestly, you look at it, you're like, that guy was signed to Def Jam.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like, oh, no kidding. But yeah, so you had that, and then you had when he
beat somebody's ass with Fat Joe.
Oh yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, on the game. Yes. And we're back. Anyway, okay, so that album was kind of hit and miss, right?
Yeah.
We can call it that. Then to me, it's like, hey, he came back with that T.I. versus T.I.P. I really enjoyed that album. In fact, I still have that album. I mean, it's on digital now, but I mean, I guess anyone who pays for it has that album. But anyway, I still had it and I loved it. And then like after that album, I was done. I was like, well, this guy's not great anymore.
He cashed a check to sing some songs with some pretty girls that also cashed a lot of checks. That's really what his career kind of turned into, where his songs are being carried by the hooks of Rihanna.
Yeah.
Not necessarily his rapping.
Right.
Like
but
Rubber Band Man and songs like that.
Yeah.
That stood on itself without features.
Yeah.
Whenever he's releasing Whatever You Like, or what's the other one? The one that starts with the Numa guy.
Oh. I don't remember, man.
Yeah, I can't remember it. But anyway, the one with Rihanna with the catchy hook, he was
Yeah.
relying real heavily on his guest appearance, the song with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, that's
so I don't even
I don't remember the name of that one, but
Yeah.
I can hear it in my head right now.
Yeah, so
me's dead and gone. I don't even
There it
know
is.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to do
Dead
that on
and
YouTube.
gone.
I'm sorry, yeah.
You got 15 seconds.
All right. Still the same rules. All right. I'm not going to go back into singing, but either way. But you have another, lack of a better way to put it, you have another beef with this dude.
I do.
Okay. Share, because I find it hilarious.
Well, you said that it was around that time that he started going Hollywood that he lost you, right? No, he was still, I'm giving the devil his due. Still,
Sure.
he's hanging in there. He's doing his thing. No, what lost me was ever he dropped Iggy Azalea on us.
Yeah. So,
Fancy. I'm so fancy.
and look,
I'm from Australia. I have a genetically altered rear end, and I talk like I'm black. That is what Iggy Azalea did.
Yeah.
Culturally appropriated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's responsible for bringing her in and then standing behind her.
Yeah,
and
and
trying to
talking
tell
about-
us that she had bars.
Yeah, and also saying that he don't want no mediocre.
You ever see Iggy try to drop bars on Sway, do a freestyle on the spot?
No.
You ever see her try to do one on the Breakfast Club?
No.
Exactly. Anytime they tried, it did not work out well. And then you got T.I. there in the studio with her.
He's like,
trying
oh,
to
yeah,
defend her.
she got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, shut up,
It's
bro.
like, no, man, you're just trying to make money.
Yeah. He's like, I don't want no mediocre. I was like, then why'd you pick that up? Like, what's wrong with you? You're
No
right.
mid.
That is not mediocre. It is below that. It's below
Yeah,
average.
what are you messing around with this mid?
Yeah. Man, I don't want no mediocre. He's like, I only mess with bad chicks. And I'm like, I don't know if that's 100% accurate.
Well, if you've ever seen what is it? God, it's Atlanta Wives, Real Housewives of Atlanta or whatever. His wife, is crazy. She's crazy as he is.
Oh, well, good. Oh, good. Well, yeah, so we'll move off of hip-hop because I feel like we've overstayed our welcome. And now we got to get into the dark and scary stuff. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about gas prices. God, it makes your skin crawl just hearing it.
I think they're going up as we're talking.
I can feel it. I can feel it right now. I'm like, God, gas went up 3 cents, 5, 10. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, that's fun. I still drive a diesel right now, so that's fun. I hate my life. At least my driving life. I'm like, this sucks. It was like, well, if it's so bad, why don't you buy an EV? Who the hell's got that kind of money? Not me. I don't get paid to do this podcast
Not yet.
for the record. But
Not until they start putting some ads in this.
yeah, man. Watch this. Watch this. Hey, Manscaped. Watch this. Hey, fellas, shave your balls. Done. That's it. Give me some money. That's welcome to this week's episode, The Quest for More Money. So gas prices are up all over the country, and that makes my stomach hurt because I drive diesel. See, I'm still bringing it up.
He just won't let it go.
I won't, bro. Okay.
There's not been a single bit of help at all. No reassurance of any sort.
From anywhere.
From anybody, anywhere.
Right now, what we have are crazy people with plywood signs on their chest talking about the end is near. That's what we have going on everywhere because,
Dependency on fossil fuel.
yeah, well, okay, so yes, dependency on fossil fuel. Let's kind of dive into that for a minute. Well, let's get hippy-dippy for a minute and try to save the environment.
Okay.
I'm 100% on board. Do I like EVs? I think they're cool.
When done correctly.
Yeah, when done correctly. Teslas are cool. I think they are.
Example of them being done correctly.
Right. Mustang EVs, not cool.
Yeah.
Not cool. But anyway, the problem is this for me personally. Okay, I'm only talking about me personally. Please don't call the EPA on me or whatever. But look, I drive a 1-ton diesel.
You're just pouring it out in the middle of open field. Is that what?
Yeah. Okay. Well, first off, them lithium batteries, they ain't no good for the environment. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway,
Gotta go out there and you gotta melt them down.
yeah. I mean, it like, what do we do? You know.
Anyway,
Look, I think that solar and hydro power, I think that those are our future.
they make sense.
You know, and I understand the problems with those. It's like it's hard to generate enough electricity with
Wind
them.
as well. Wind is
Sure, but it's just one of those things that's like, do we cut down every mountain to put windmill farms up? You know what I mean? Like it's just it takes so much to generate enough power, you know, and that's why I'm like, okay, look, so
That's kind of the ultimate problem that we have with the current way that population rate grows and everything.
unless
Is
you're
there's-
like, but see, that's
we're
what's
living off of something that has a finite resource to it. I mean, we
Sure.
can try to renew as long as we can, but
Sure.
as human beings existing on this planet, there's going to come a time where if we were to exist until the end of all possible existence, you would eventually use up all of the resource, and the planet itself would look something similar to Mars once it would be completely unusable resource.
So let me ask you
it's
this.
it's one of those things like you're dealing with a finite resource like fossil fuel. It makes sense for us as a species in order to have our our end game prolonged, for us to move towards something that we can try to renew that
Sure.
doesn't consume up something so rapidly.
Yeah,
really,
sure.
that's the issue. The problem is we've grown at such a technological rate where we're out surpassing the means that we have of energy.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Well, because I mean, literally everything in every house. I mean, they make
Drains
smart
energy.
houses.
Everything
Yeah.
is consuming energy all the time.
And it's like, hey, there's ways to offset it. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let's talk about it. And they're like, okay, solar. I'm like, yeah, that, hey, it definitely helps, but that's a dent in a tank. You understand? It's
for
not
the amount of that's being consumed because there's so many people
Yeah.
coming and going.
Sure.
You know,
And look,
Earth's
I'm not against progress in any way, man. Like, hey, smart houses, I think are dope. Now, I can't afford one, and I don't really want one. I don't want a whole house
That's
that can
part
listen
of the issue as well. Is like all of these things that are great and seems like would be the way that a utopian society would try to go towards.
Sure.
We don't seem to put the effort into going towards it, and that's where we get into the debates of why not? Should we?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we? Of course we should. No, we shouldn't. Yeah,
Right.
we should, and that's
Yeah.
where we have gridlock and not a damn thing happens.
Yeah, exactly.
And the gas prices remain the
and the gas prices
Same.
are going up. They're going up every day. And I'll tell you what, it's that damn Biden's fault. And I'm like, I don't know that you can say it's the president's fault. It's the oil company's fault, definitely.
Now, our liaisons that are our congressmen
Sure.
and our
Yeah,
presidents
yeah.
and all of these people.
Hey,
Yeah,
they're-
come on, guys, do something,
yeah,
please.
Yeah, seriously, we're all dying. I mean, I understand y'all make plenty of money, but
And
we're dying.
It
down
doesn't
here.
matter to them. They live in a world where a gas price doesn't matter to them because at the end of the day, okay, I consume this much in gas, I'm going to write it off.
Yeah, it don't
Somebody
matter.
else got
I'm
to
a-
deal with
you
that.
know, I'm a politician. I can do what I
Yeah.
want. So, actually, you know what? I know that this has been very little on gas prices, but it's leading into a better conversation, I think. And I think the biggest problem, you know, because you and I disagree on things, and we have acknowledged it, and we've talked about it on the show, all this kind of stuff. But, you know, you and I have also stayed friends for a long time just because I'm like, I disagree with that. And then you go, okay. and the same vice versa,
Yeah.
you know. It's all like, what? You
It's
know?
like, yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, we won't agree on that one.
Yeah.
So anyway, I heard this interview with Alex Caruso.
Yeah, and I'm like, the bald mamba.
And then friends
And-
again,
yeah.
just like that.
So-
it's that easy, guys. Really,
Yeah.
it's that easy.
But, you know, I've even mentioned it before that the biggest divides that we have isn't like the LGBT community versus like Christians. It's not white versus black. The biggest problem we have is that all of the biggest policy decisions and things like that that are being made on behalf of us, the people, right? Mm-hmm. They're being made by people who aren't listening to us.
No.
And And they live on a different planet than we do.
They do.
It's
They're
a
literally
different reality.
1% of them.
Yeah.
That's why they're called 1%. Because
Yeah.
out of the entire population of this country, you can go to the world, but specifically of this country,
Yeah.
they live in this percentile where it's
a different reality. It's not real. I mean,
if
like
they
to
didn't
us, it's
have
not.
to, they wouldn't wipe their own butt.
Right.
This is that bad.
And let me tell you
sometimes.
something. If I ever make that amount of money, I'm at least gonna have a bidet or something. You know what I'm saying, Daddy? I mean, I gotta make it worth that money. You know, getting them greenbacks. But
What do they call President Brownbottom? What do they?
What I'm saying though, sorry, that was a weird segue there. Anyway, but I mean, it is true though. You know, like the reason that we're suffering with inflation, and the reason we're suffering with you know gas prices being through the roof, and you know the gallon of milk going up by so much. You know, all the look, man. What we call regular folks' problems, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All the problems that we're hitting up. The reason that there's never anything. Any
No
relief.
urgency?
Yeah, there's no sense of urgency because the people who are making those decisions that actually could help us, at least help get the ball rolling, they're not experiencing these problems. They don't understand. And I'm not even making like an excuse for them, but the truth of the matter is they don't care because they don't understand. They don't live this life.
They don't, because they'll check their phone and it's like, okay, all right, we don't meet until tomorrow. Until then, you guys want to get a game of golf in?
Yeah, that's
a round of golf?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
We're going to go play golf. And
It's
then
like,
after
yeah,
that,
but the thing that you vote on today, the sooner you get it voted on, the sooner you get it passed,
Yeah.
the sooner it can help.
Yeah, well, we got to get look, we're playing 27 today, okay? We're not
Yeah.
even stopping at 18. We're going 27.
It's like, and first of all, we are in Arizona, and that is in Washington.
Yeah,
the
so-
flight alone.
Yeah, the flight. I mean, my heavens. Am I expected to work around the clock? You're like, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of the gig.
I mean,
man.
yeah,
You're
I'm
on
sorry you got
salary.
elected.
You're on salary paid by the.
and let me tell you something. It ain't a humble salary,
No,
bro.
you got to pick your own paycheck. They wrote you a blank check.
Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you.
It's crooked.
I
It's
see.
crooked.
But I'm here to tell you. I'm just going to be honest. I could not be a politician. I'd be the most crooked deal about. You gonna pay me what?
It would be a tough road to hoe for sure.
Yeah.
But what gets me is you're right. It ultimately comes down to we're living in a world where it's a two-party system, and you're always going to vote with your constituents because
Sure.
you don't want to anger them. Plain and simple. The
Yeah.
problem is there are people like you and I where we know sometimes people that agree with us are also wrong.
Yeah. Somebody will agree with me. And I'm like,
It's like, I really wish we had some opposition here.
yeah. I'm like, man. As soon as you were just like, I agree with you, I was like, dang. Well, I was a little unsure, but now I'm real unsure.
Like you agreed a little bit too excited there
Yeah.
too, but it's like
yeah, you know what I'm saying about the border. I'm like, whoa, hold on a second here.
yeah, it's like what was it we said on one of our first shows? If you're going out camping with the kids, the first person to volunteer, you're out, bud. Who's the next one? And
Yeah.
the guy that doesn't want to go, there's your chaperone.
Yep. Yeah. The guy who doesn't want to go is like, yep, he's the one we can trust not to, be a kitty toucher. You get the overweight 40-year-old who's like, I'd be happy to go. You're like, nah,
Nope,
nah, get out of here, Charlie.
No,
If your
rest-
name's Charlie, look, man, I just picked that name out. I shouldn't have. Sorry, bro. I don't think you a kitty toucher or nothing. You ain't like Nestor Cortez. Speaking of, I watched Nestor the Molester the other night.
they're killing it right now, man. The
Man.
Yankees are the best team in baseball.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm so
It's not
glad
even close.
I'm so glad we abandoned that gimmick we were doing.
We
bro.
were trying, man.
Yeah.
We were trying. It wasn't working. Nobody gave it to him. Colby.
Yeah, Colby is the only way. Hey, so if you're just a listener to the Hoot Hop Show and not Garbage Time Sports, BT and I we're both Yankees fans. Which if you've listened to the
There's a story to it.
Yeah. Anyway, we're both Yankees fans, and this year we decided, hey man, the past few years we've been bored watching Yankees baseball. We want to watch. We were going to do this gimmick where you gave us a new team to root for the year. So I got the Braves, he got the Rockies.
Yeah, they were comments. Comments were more popular than other comments. That's the one we went with.
Yeah, so I was rooting for the Braves. He was rooting for the Rockies. That lasted about 15, 20 minutes. We decided that sucked, and we decided to go back to being Yankees fans. And the Yankees are up there kicking again. There we go,
Yeah,
Nasty Nestor is just a beast on the mound, bro.
for sure.
That dude's nasty. We're not even going to get off on that right now, but what were we on, gas prices or something? Let's talk about monkeypox then. No segue, no nothing, randomness. Monkeypox. It's still a thing, apparently. And apparently now it's not only sexually transmitted, which I thought it was kind of weird that it was only
Started
sexually.
out that way to begin with.
Well, but, the stats, showed that it was, primarily homosexual men, right? Mm-hmm. That was what the stats showed, or maybe bisexual, whatever, just dudes, right? Where did we get that stat? Like, I know where we got it. We got it from the WHO.
Yeah.
But they were just like, man, maybe that's what it is.
Super honest people when they fill out their HMO form. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know. It's crazy. Have you taken part in any high-risk activity? Huh? No. I mean, I have a friend with monkeypox.
Oh my God. Now your monkey bone joke is aging even more worse.
Thank you. We're getting canceled, bro.
We're getting canceled, bro. There's the title of the episode.
Yeah, we're getting canceled, bro. So the new thing is that monkeypox is spreading in other ways that aren't homosexual.
Yeah, and it's getting alarming because it's starting to reach countries beyond the African border. Right. That's really where it became alarming, is once it's catching on in communities outside of Africa.
Right, but are we seeing an uptick in the U.S.?
We're seeing an uptick in the U.S. We're seeing an uptick in a lot of third world countries. Sure. But we're just seeing it in places where there's no preparedness for something like this. Right. Now, as far as how we are handling it in America, there's no concerns yet.
Well, we have a vaccine for it already.
Yes, and we have vaccinations already.
And treatments already. Because there is something like, dang, man, smallpox. There we go. I was like, man, what's the one? But the, smallpox. It's something similar. I mean, I guess anything that's pox is probably similar, but anyway, I don't know. I was doing very little reading on it, to be honest with you, but I saw that we had treatment and a vaccine. I was like, well, I'm not even going to worry about this.
I wouldn't worry about it yet, but it's probably would run into one of those situations like we have treatment for COVID, but whenever COVID first happened, it hit us out of nowhere. Yeah. But then once we were back on our feet trying to solve the issue, then it became a material issue. Yeah. Having vaccination available for mass people. Okay. And plus the horrors of having a pox, which a pox, from the way I've understood, are very, very painful.
Yeah. And, come with infection, fever, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. And it's the fever and the things associated, as with most illness. Yeah, ultimately. It's the things that happen when your body is trying to save itself.
Yeah, it's not actually the illness that kills you. The illness sets on a chain of reaction that kills you.
Yeah, your body's reaction is what kills you.
So here's... Please understand. Here's my disclaimer. Please understand. I know that this sounds ridiculous on the surface, but it's been said so many times that finally, when this monkeypox thing kicked in, I was like, man, I don't know. So I'm going to go down this stupid conspiracy rabbit hole, right? And it's kind of funny. We got COVID taken care of just in enough time for midterm elections to have, monkeypox? Monkeypox pop up before midterms. That's the Democrats trying to steal the election again. First off, I want to make myself very clear. Most people know that I am a conservative. I'm, in most cases, will vote Republican. That's me. That does not mean that I hate gay folks or... whatever.
The thing is when you get behind that booth, you may vote independent on some things.
And I have several times. I wish that independents got more face time to where we could actually learn more about it.
I agree. I wish that it was a true third party where we had primaries for it and everything, where it was taken as seriously. Yeah, because it would be nice to have an alternative option running for any type of a political position. Sure. All right. Anyway,
so. What I was getting at by setting myself up like that, telling I'm kind of a right winger, at least on some pretty basic issues, right? I do not believe that the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump. Okay, that's just nonsensical stuff. Do I think that there was probably some fraud? Do I think maybe there was some crooked things going on? Sure. But I think, whatever. Do I think that there was enough to offset where Donald Trump's he's the rightful president of this country?
And it was a landslide. I believe that was the other part with the conspiracy. I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I'm being sincere. I think it was not only was he the rightful winner.
It was a landslide. It was a red wave.
Yeah, it was a landslide victory, and it was corruption that caused the.
Sure.
Yeah, the only reason that Biden barely won.
Yeah. So here's my deal. I think that Donald J. Trump. Now, I will say this: as far as foreign policy, the economy, stuff like that goes, I think he did a pretty good job. Do I think he was a good person? No, I think he was a terrible human being. Do I wish he was still president? No, because I feel like if we had 4 more years of Donnie, the animosity would have grown too high in this country. You know what I'm saying? We would have. I think it could have sparked something even worse.
Needed a little bit of time for the hostilities to cool down before having a go at it.
Yeah, exactly. Because look, man, I think we all know what's coming in 2024, and we're all going to have to go back to. When I say we, I mean y'all, because I ain't in on it. But we'll have to go back to hating each other and all that kind of stuff, because that seems to be okay, we got what we wanted, so we're cool. But now I didn't get what I want, so I'm going to throw a fit.
Remember when we were kids and nobody
didn't care about
any of this? Who's what anybody politically believed? I mean,
bro.
If you didn't
My
agree with
parents
them.
didn't give a what their friends thought.
That's what I thought. I've thought about that often too. It's like there was such a mix of
Democrats, Republicans, hippies, all of it, and they were all like, "Hey, we're just going to meet up and play spades." Can we just go back to that? Let's just meet up and let's play some bones or something. I don't know, man. I like that TV, bro. That TV's got to turn off, man. Every night, bro. Okay, look, here's what happened. Just in case you don't know.
Wait, first of all, you mean after tonight? Because we got a NBA Finals game tonight. TV ain't going nowhere.
Let me rephrase that. Don't turn the TV off. Turn the news off. All right? Okay, there we go. Yeah, because we still gonna watch SpongeBob in the finals.
I was gonna go. Wait a minute now.
Yeah. We still got the Stanley coming up. We've got
Splash Brothers got to make a comeback.
Klay Thompson better wake up. You know what? We're getting off on sports again. But look, I don't even know why I was off on this tangent to start with, going down this whole. Oh yeah, bringing up monkeypox at the midterm election.
Yeah.
Look, I will say timing makes it look fishy, okay? And
I agree with all of that. I think that there's definitely, especially if you look at the major news networks, where they more or less get their money from, you're going to have certain stories that are going to take hierarchy over other ones. And
and
then some will sneak up in there.
And you're like, wait a minute, what?
wait, what does that say? And it's like, that doesn't make any sense. And it's like, that one right there is an opinion piece that was snuck in there amongst the news stories.
Sure.
It's like, now the news stories themselves, again, can be shaped and manipulated.
Sure. Well, and just given a one-sided story.
It's because we don't live in a world, and it's truly the problem with just human in general is you're going to have a bias no matter how you try to tell a story. We're imperfect. That's why the robots always win in every simulation.
Yeah, it's true. And that's why we need to knock this AI stuff off, okay?
It's also why you guys need to take your news for what it is. You put it in your ear, do some research.
Yeah,
read some things. Not just the things that pop up whenever you first read it. Go a little bit deeper. See some counterpoints. Yeah. They may make you mad. They may make you infuriated. But
they will, I promise.
But listen to them.
Yeah.
And then take a minute to view it from another perspective. And if you still come out the way that you do, then go for it.
Then you know what? Then I respect your opinion.
Exactly. And even if we don't come to an agreement on it, I still will respect the fact that you just didn't spout something that you had.
I just read it on Facebook.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I think that you and I have always been able to maintain a mutual respect. Because if you say your opinion and I disagree with it, I don't ever think, he don't know what he's talking about. Now, I will say, I don't know why he thinks that.
Yeah.
But that's not saying you don't know what you're talking about.
If it's anything that truly concerns you, then, off mic or off camera, or however.
Be like, hey, let's talk about this for a minute.
Yeah.
Because
are you good? What's going on? What's got that? Why the change? Why the turnaround? Yeah. Why the sudden change?
Yeah.
And that's called being a friend, for what it's worth.
Yeah. And hey, man, and that's actually something I'm glad you brought up too, right? Is friends. Friends, man. Friends. Everyone's got them, right? Everyone's got friends. Or does anybody have friends? Think about it, right? Now, I do. I can honestly say I have friends. I have you. How do I know you're a friend? Okay, first off, I enjoy. Yeah, don't be looking around. But I enjoy time with you, right?
Yeah.
You are respectful enough that you will let me know when you disagree with me, but you will not insist that I agree with you.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be disrespectful.
Exactly. And you're real enough that you won't be disrespected either. Well, these are all qualities that I like. And I invest time in you.
And you give back.
Do the same.
You give it back.
Yeah. And so therefore, that's friendship, right?
Yeah.
Friendship is not someone who does things for you. It's not someone, all that kind of stuff. And the only reason I wanted to bring this up is because I actually got to witness it this week. A very one-sided friendship, and I'm not going into it.
You don't got to name names or anything.
Yeah, I say because I happen to know that at least one of them listens to this show. So,
okay.
So that one-sided friendship, pros and cons. Before you make any decision in your life, in some way, shape, or form, even if it's just in your head, you weigh out the pros and cons, right? I'm going to buy this car.
Yeah.
I want to buy this car. Well, let me weigh out the pros and cons. Well, it's got too many miles on it. Yeah, but it's super clean. It still runs good. Yeah, but it's like that. You know what I'm saying? It gets great gas mileage, but it's beat to shit. Whatever. You weigh it out. So why would you do that with something that you're just investing your money in? You know what I'm saying? Money. Look, I'm sorry. Everyone needs a little more money. I understand that, especially in today's time. I get it. But money is just paper or little bits of metallic. It ain't nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. You're willing to invest money into it, and that's all. And you weigh out this whole list. But before you start investing the most precious thing that you have, time, and the other most precious thing you have, energy, into a relationship, a lot of times you don't weigh anything out. You're just like, hey, I kind of like them. All right, yeah, I'll start doing this. And before you know it, you're either always buying their dinner or you find yourself being the fallback plan. Things like this. That person always finds excuses not to be around you. But anytime they need you, they expect and they know that you'll come running. You got to start weighing it out, man. And you need to invest your time, your energy into something, someone, anything, even if it's a hobby. Invest it into something that's going to turn around and invest in you. Even if, like I said, if it's a hobby, obviously it's not going to invest time and energy into you. It's inanimate, right? But if it can give you satisfaction, if it can give you a sense of purpose or escape or a little bit of sense of pride.
Yeah.
That's giving something back. That's investing back into yourself. And not to mention, working with your hands is good for your soul. I'm just going to let you know that right now. Working with your hands is good for your soul. So just, I don't know. I don't even, like I said, that I wasn't even planning on talking about that today, but I'm glad it kind of somehow, through our weird ramblings, it came up. Not everyone who's super nice to you is your friend. That does not mean they're your enemy. It just might be an acquaintance. It's okay to have friendly acquaintances. I've got hundreds of friendly acquaintances. I've got about 4 friends. Truth. And
I'm in the same boat.
BT's one of them. My wife's one of them.
I get it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but speaking of acquaintances, I got a message this morning on Facebook Messenger from a girl, a woman I graduated high school with. Her name is Jessica Wilson, and she and her husband, I was thinking about them earlier on my way up here, and I just kind of realized, I was like, I don't know if I know better people than them. You know what I mean? I don't think these people have ever done anything wrong to anyone for any reason. They just, and I've actually talked about them on the show before without using their names.
Yeah.
But I actually talked about them on one of our early episodes because we were talking to Colby about relationships and how sometimes that high school sweetheart thing doesn't work out. And I said, I just know there's 3 people I know that it ever worked out. Well,
one of them.
Yeah, she's one of them. Her and her boyfriend at the time, once she graduated high school, boom, they got married. I think they actually dated a few more years, but still they stayed together. And they got married and they've got kids and they got this life and they're in love. And it's just I look at them wow, you guys did it, man. And on top of that, you did it without being dicks. Like you're both just they're nice people.
Still
man.
good people after all these years.
Yeah, man. And anyway, the reason I say all that is like she really made my day, man. She sent a message. In fact, I'll just read it real quick so I don't misquote it or add profanity. Kidding.
Where it doesn't belong.
Right.
Doesn't sound like you.
Yeah, all she just said was, I love your podcast. They're great. And I just said, thank you so much, and I told her I'd make sure to say what's up on the show. So if you're on the stream, Jessica, thank you so much, man. Seriously, it was awesome to know that you enjoy it. It's cool to know that a woman enjoys the show.
Yeah, who knew we had a female demo?
Yeah, I didn't. I really figured this was like a dude show, But,
well, we try. I mean, we do try to make it to where it's not just dudes.
Yeah,
but
it's dudesons. Anyway,
but we are both male, and we do tend to didn't talk about guy things.
Yeah,
or what's typically viewed as guy things.
Nah, you can say it. Look, we've already been so before that. They ain't gonna hear that. Yeah, guy stuff, man. It just guy stuff. Yeah, man. So anyway, I just thought that was really cool, and I wanted to say thank you on the show to her.
46.
And so let's talk the last little subject here, man. We have received, for the second time, radio signals from space. I am stoked.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so I was going to say, what are you doing? You sent me the article. Kidding. Anyway, okay, so there is... First off, we talk a lot about the UFO stuff, blah, 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 blah.
That's true. Our conversations about UFOs could very easily get confused. Which one are we talking about here?
Yeah, we do a lot of that, but there is an article. Let's see, I got to pull it back
It's
up.
a fascinating article. I believe that the research team is out of India.
Yes, I believe so. That is the wrong article. So sorry. Let's try this one. Okay, scientists detect a mysterious radio signals coming from space.
Yes.
This is... Oh, gosh. Oh. I don't even know what site this is. What is it? NDTV?
That's exactly from the Indian...
So
the research team.
That makes more sense. Okay. Let's see here. What's the website? ndtv.com. It says, observations revealed that the emitting object was also responsible for emitting smaller, weaker radio bursts between the fast radio burst and FRBs. That's literally how it starts. There's no context.
Yeah.
This was a terrible thing. Oh, here it is. Okay, sorry. Here's a full article. I was like, I read this earlier. Okay, so basically, in New Delhi, astronomers have detected a strange radio signal coming from another galaxy nearly 3 billion light years away from Earth. This is the second time ever that such a repeating signal was detected by scientists. Researchers detected a new fast radio burst, FRB, known as FRB 2019-0520b. The research has noted that the signal was co-located with a compact, persistent radio source and associated with a dwarf host galaxy of high specific star formations. The observations were published in the science journal Nature. All right. So that's pretty much what I'm going to...
Long story short, what he's saying is we're getting these emissions and these sounds from somewhere way out in space that we've never had.
Yeah, that we have no business receiving radio signals.
And we've never had any type of contact, and we didn't send this out there. This isn't our own sound reverberating back to us. This is something new from a different location in a different galaxy. So
yeah, that's...
What is trying to communicate with us, or at the very least, what are we trying to pick up?
I have a theory.
Okay.
It's Elon Musk. Not his people, it's him. Yeah, he is... Look, this dude can already travel through time, space, and matter, I'm pretty sure. So this is a... Listen, and the frogs... No, I'm kidding.
He's got one of those portal guns.
Yeah, thank you. Why do you think Elon Musk was actually on an episode of Rick and Morty? Because he's already developed all the stuff, including... Pickle Rick, but it's actually Pickle Musk.
You hide in plain sight. That's how you get them.
That's
right in front of them.
That's right. Absolutely.
All kidding aside, though, we have a major uptick that we have talked about on the show the past couple of weeks
in sightings.
In sightings that our military are starting to say that they've had encounters with. We have more declassified footage of things that we can't tell they're unmanned. We were classifying them as unmanned drones at this point. That's essentially how we're taking them. But when you hear unmanned drone, you're thinking a thing flying around that Amazon's delivering packages with.
Right.
No. These things are moving. They emit no sound. They emit no electrical or heat signature. They move at speeds that are Mach beyond what we're capable of doing with the things that we're aware of in our society.
Yeah, I mean, it was...
So it's incredible that they're passing the speed of sound, but not emitting sound. That's how fast it is. There's no sonic boom. Because
that's just insane.
So we're dealing with something that has the ability to manipulate time and space, perhaps. We don't know. We're trying to figure out what classification are we dealing with here. Because right now, the common classification is just drone. Yeah. We don't know.
Well, and I think it's cool. To be honest with you, I mean, do I think there's little green men that
scouting
are
us?
Scouting us? You know, maybe. I don't know. I think it's more likely that we're the science experiment for them, and they're like,
I guess
it's more of observation.
What it's getting to, though, is the conspiracy theorists have always been debunked in the past because what is it? What are these unidentified flying objects? It's just the military doing that they don't tell us about.
Yeah.
Now
the military's like, we don't know what that is.
We don't know what this one is. We can't tell you, but we can tell you this is the peak of our scientific capabilities.
Yeah.
These things that we have, like the thing that the Russian military is deploying in the Ukrainian war, they have
the sonic drones.
And it's incredible technology, but that is like the peak of that technology.
Yeah.
That we're aware of that anybody else in the world has, including us.
Phenomena
are defying the laws of physics.
Gotcha.
So that's where we come in. That these encounters, how do we classify them? Do we classify them that we're dealing with a society like ourselves? Do we classify it as we're dealing with a culture that is from the stars? Or are we dealing with a third one, which is we don't know, it's beyond anything that we can quantumly understand that can travel between time and space in reality?
So I've got one for you comic book lovers. What if we're not actually receiving radio signals from another galaxy, right?
Right.
Maybe we're not seeing little green men in UFOs and flying saucers, whatever. Perhaps what we are seeing is things that are traveling through the multiverse.
Because that is the thing about theoretical physics is true science does believe in the existence of a multiverse.
Sure.
Because that existence of reality makes the most sense from a scientific standpoint.
Sure. There's just tons of timelines that are coinciding.
Because we've always looked at it as Back to the Future. You got to go back and fix your timeline.
Yeah, right.
No, that's not how that would work scientifically. You would just be leaving this position in this timeline to go to a different parallel timeline and create a new effect, a new ripple.
Essentially, what it would say is like, if I made this decision that put me up on this timeline, there is still a version of me that continues on a different path.
Yes.
So in a multiverse theory, it's just basically like you were saying, your decisions alter your path, but basically in a multiverse theory, it says that that original path that you diverted from, there's still a version of you continuing on that path.
Yes, that's exactly what it says. And, in that version of you, then you are making that active decision to jump to different timelines.
Sure.
And that way there's a skew there. And there are an infinity amount of different versions of you that can then happen from that specific point.
There is a version of me that is a dinosaur chicken.
Yeah.
There's probably at least one version of me that was president, the 45th president of the United States, okay?
Yeah. It's outrageous, but yes.
It's outrageous, probably the most outrageous.
The math exists. I guess that's what's crazy about it, is the mathematics exists to prove that there are these quantum infinite amount of realities.
Like, I don't necessarily know if I, believe that, but at the same time, it's a super interesting theory. I think it is, at least. Yeah. And, Doctor Strange is a narc, but he can travel through that thing, bro. He can end up anywhere he wants.
Doctor Strange is a narc.
Like they should call that movie like the Multiverse of Madness. You know what I mean?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yo, it's a crazy multiverse out here, yo. That's a too wordy of a title.
Yeah. No.
Look, man, let's wrap this up. I've rambled a lot today, but I think we've enjoyed ourselves, and I know it'll be edited to where you won't know it by the time you're actually just listening to this. But if you are watching at any point, whether it's recorded or now, which it's not now, sorry about the interruption. But whatever, guys. Thank you so much for staying with us. Like always. Find us on the socials. Find us on wherever you download your podcast, whatever. Thank you guys so much for staying with us. And thanks for reaching out, Jessica. We appreciate that. And all you guys interacting with us on Facebook, you're finally getting it. That's what we want. That's what we've been looking for. You done good. So, from BT, from myself, we bid you. Good night.